Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Episode 24 deals with idol worship. It's Vidyatirtha. A family buys a Vinayaka idol made out of mud, brings it home, does a prana pratishtha, offers puja, and finally immerse it in water. So friend notices this and raises a question. What are you doing with mud in some form? How do you say this is God? How do you say you are able to invoke powers? It's actually puzzling. Acharya uses this parable to explain the following truths. The man replies to the querist, "Your doubt is, it was mud early. It assumes a form which is again a mud. Then it assumes the form of a deity. After the puja is done, then you request the god to go back to its place. It again becomes a mud, and you then immerse it in water." This is babbling. For which the other friend answers it in very simple, understandable terms. He says, "After all, we know one more person, a friend known to both of us. What was he 15 years back? He was an ordinary citizen of this country. When he had to go and meet some government official to get some work done, he was struggling to even enter the premises because he was not known. All of us decided that being a good man, why not we vote him and make him our representative in the parliament? He therefore becomes an MP and later a minister. He gets all a good bungalow, all paraphernalias, and the executive bureaucrats whom he wanted to meet few years before now take his commands. And all of us who could meet him so casually have to wait and take an appointment and then meet him. But his performance was shallow and poor. So all of us decided when the next election came that this man should not be voted again. He is now an ordinary citizen like us. So, through a power of vote, when we are able to make an ordinary man as a very man of a significant importance, and through the same power bring a man of significant importance back to an ordinary person, is invocation of a deity on a particular form. Is it that difficult? Is it that unbelievable? It's a question of faith. If you think this is mud, it is mud. If you think that this mud has a form, a divine form, it has a divine form. Once it assumes a divine form, you are entitled to infuse, request, and pray that may the Lord come and reside there. Lord resides there. Once the prayer is over, we request, God, this year's prayer is over. You can go back. It goes back. And therefore it is immersed in water. Same happens in the case of carving out an idol in a temple. It should have been a rock where all of us would have stepped it many a times. Some would have even urinated over it. But somebody identifies this as a rock to become an idol, and a man starts chiseling out. In fact, it is always said, what is carving out an idol? Removing the dirt, removing the unnecessary particles, the idol emerges on its own. Therefore, when you carve the idol, you chisel it. You use a chisel and hammer and then work on it to get an idol. So once it becomes an idol, even then it is not sanctified. It is brought to a temple and a consecration ceremony follows. Once you consecrate a temple and an idol and add and does a pratishtha of that devata in that form, that devata in that form starts residing in that idol. And therefore we start offering our prayers. The next question is, why such a reverential treatment to an idol? For which Acharya says, every devata, whether at home or at temple, should be worshipped with reverence, as we do with an honorable guest in our house. Don't we show extra care? Don't we show extra kindness? Don't we make them sit in a good place? Don't we offer them the best food? So, remember this whenever you offer prayers at home or at a temple. Give the best as Neivaidyam. Do the best possible mental prayer of offering, making him sit in a place, offering Padyam, offering Argyam, offering a dress, offering sandalwood paste, offering a kumkumam, offering a garland, offering an archana. So, reverence is part of worship. The last two questions is, how can God appear in multiple places? You have Ganesha idols across the world. How can God come and sit in all the places? Acharya answers, God exists everywhere. Like when there is a drop in pressure in air, does not air flow there and fill? Because air is available everywhere. So, when a devotee invokes God in a particular form, God in that form resides to please the devotee. Doesn't mean God does not exist anywhere else. It exists everywhere and also in multiple idols at multiple times and simultaneously too. And the final question that crops up in the mind of the queryist is, you are saying the same God and you are saying the same form in multiple places. Why should people offer different Neivaidyams of different quantities to the same form of deity? So is it not an incorrect practice? Acharya strikes it down to say no. Vedas say that God, an offering made to God, God knows how to modify it and how to take it in the form which is palatable to it. It is something which is left to the discretion of God. And therefore, one need not be worried that the offering is less or offering is more. What is required is the offering should be made with devotion. God looks whether this offering has devotion or not whether the offering is large or small. But Acharya utters a caution. If somebody has done a sankalpa to offer something to God in some form, say 1,000 modakas, then that vow has to be executed by doing 1,000 modakas as an offering. There it can't be 10 or 100. If you don't have a sankalpa, offer whatever you can with utmost devotion. Therefore, idol worship is part of our Sanatana Dharma. Idol worship should be done with utmost reverence, with deep faith and sincere love. Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha.